There are many things you can do in order to have a successful morning, but maybe more importantly, there are some things you should definitely avoid doing when you wake up, not to feel like the day is already ruined. And I got some help from my friend Masculine Man, who has great insight on this topic, and he has some unique and interesting views on how to become a better person on his channel, which I highly recommend you to check out. So if you want to maximize your morning routine, Masculine Man will give you 4 things that you should never do when you wake up.
Thanks, Adam. So this first one might come as a surprise to a lot of you, but I personally do not recommend waking up to an alarm clock in the morning. And the reason why I think this is because when you wake up to an alarm, you are waking up in a fight or flight state. I think we all have been in a deep sleep before, and then we hear that alarm go off, and then we become startled. And some of us, like myself, even get an elevated heart rate, and the adrenaline starts pumping through our bodies. These are the same hormones we experience when we are about to fight something or run away from something. Obviously, if you have to be up really early in the morning, you will probably need an alarm. But if you are finding yourself needing an alarm clock in order to wake up at like 8 or 9 a.m., then you should probably look into fixing your sleep schedule. Ideally, the process of being fully asleep to becoming conscious should be a nice, smooth, gradual one, not an abrupt one. The second thing you should never do is check your phone right when you wake up. Something many of us do in the morning, including myself in the past, is check our email notifications and our social media notifications. Usually, before we even get out of bed, we reach for our cell phone and then we check Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and we see all these bright notifications and we want to click them and find out what is happening. The problem with this is that it frames the experience of waking up in the morning around a menu of all the things I've missed since yesterday. Also, when you view your messages and emails, you think of all the things that you have to do for the day. And when all of these issues are placed in front of you at one time, it can become very stressful and overwhelming. I would recommend waiting at least 30 minutes before you check your phone in the morning. In a survey of 2,000 workers in the UK, the London-based Future Work Centre found that email notifications are linked to higher feelings of anxiety. In another analysis at the University of British Columbia, researchers asked 124 students and professors to check their email frequently for 1 week. The next week, they only checked their email 3 times per day and disabled all notifications. When time spent looking at email was restricted, the participants reported lower levels of stress and higher feelings of positivity. So basically what I'm saying here is just try not checking your phone for the first 30 minutes you wake up and try and reduce it throughout your day. The third thing that you should never do is go straight to your to-do list. Treat the first 30 minutes to an hour of you waking up in the morning as like a moving meditation. While eating your breakfast, brushing your teeth, showering, try to avoid thinking of all the issues that lay ahead of you for the day. Instead, start thinking of all the things that you are grateful for. Tony Robbins actually was the first person to introduce this concept to me. And the examples he gives are very simple things. You can be grateful for having just a good breakfast in front of you, and you can also be grateful for just feeling the wind on your face and how good that makes you feel. It doesn't have to be complicated, it can be very simple. And this is why many successful people recommend having a morning routine, and instead of focusing on everything for the day ahead, they just focus on what's going on in their morning routine, and they complete their routine one step at a time. And once they finish this routine, they have a clear mind, and then they are ready to tackle the day ahead of them and check all their emails and just deal with everything. This fourth one is probably going to be the most controversial one, but I personally do not think you should drink coffee right when you wake up. I am not saying drinking coffee in the morning is bad, but I don't think it should be the first liquid you consume. Instead, try having a big glass of water. When you wake up, your body is in a state of dehydration and your cells are craving water. Think about it. You have not had water for the past 8 to 9 hours, if you went 8 straight hours during the day with no water, you would be very thirsty, and you would probably not be thirsty for coffee, but you'll be thirsty for water. Having this big glass of water will actually give you a lot more energy than you realize, and you may not even need that cup of coffee. This is actually something that really helped with my energy levels, and I actually no longer drink that morning cup of coffee because of this. I would recommend developing your own morning routine. Do not copy someone else's morning routine. Rather, just pick and choose things you like and dislike about routines that you read about. Then slowly, over time, you will develop your own unique routine. If you want to be successful, you have to set yourself up for success during the day. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like and let us know in the comments what your morning routine is. And if you enjoyed this video, please check out my channel. Link is in the description box below. Thanks again to Adam for having me on his channel.